Hello, everyone. So I know that I haven't done any YouTubes lately, but let me tell you, I've been so busy driving my bus. The last 2+ weeks, I've been working over 50 hours. And let me tell you, so last week, I had to do another run all the way to Seattle and, of course, Tacoma. And the crazy thing was, I and another brand new driver who'd never driven this run before, he tagged along with me, and we drove all the way to our final destination at Tacoma as my dispatcher from Boise then notified me that she wanted me to then immediately deadhead back to Spokane, Washington. And I was like, if I do this, I'm going to get violated. Of course, as commercial drivers, by law, you can't drive no more than 10 hours in a 24-hour period. And I knew that if I did this, that I would definitely get violated. But of course, the dispatcher from Boise, she's like, yep, just go do it. So I was like, okay. So we drove, and we didn't get back to Spokane, Washington till like after 2 in the morning. And of course, it clearly showed on our Samsara that you're in violation. But of course, we just had to do exactly what our dispatch told us. And when we were done, when I clocked out, I worked over 14 hours. Let me tell you. And we had to drive again we started off from Spokane, Washington, ended in Tacoma, Washington, and back to Spokane. It was so long and dreadful. And then, of course, the day before yesterday, I was, of course, supposed to do my regular grain-filled run, and then, of course, an hour before I was supposed to start, my dispatcher called me, and he's like, yeah, I need you to do, once again, the Seattle-Tacoma run. And I was like, oh no, oh my gosh. So, of course, I was supposed to be off yesterday, but because I had to do the Seattle-Tacoma and spend the night, I had to work an additional 11 hours of overtime. And I know it sounds no big deal, but let me tell you, the Greenfield run, which is my regular run, versus the Seattle Tacoma run, let me tell you, the stress, it is so bad. Let me tell you. So that's one of the really big reasons why I haven't done much YouTube videos, because my brain is like completely fried nonstop. So hopefully I could do a little bit less. I'm off today. I'm off tomorrow. I'm hoping when I do go back to work, I can get back to my normal schedule. I know we're hiring a lot of new drivers, so I'm hoping they could do this. I know that I'm off, first time ever. I'm going to be off Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Those are my regular days off. I think Christmas Eve, the year 2025, is on a Tuesday, and I'm generally off on Tuesdays. And then, of course, Christmas Day is on a Wednesday. I'm also off in the normal circumstances on Wednesday. So I'm praying to God, please don't call me, don't text me, don't leave voicemail. I want to have my first Christmas day off. I've been working on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day year after year after year after year. So today I'm not going to be talking about the Jehovah's Witness stuff, though I have things to talk about, just not today. So I'm just basically venting and letting my YouTube world, and I know I don't have a lot of YouTube followers yet, and of course I'm trying to do better. I spent a lot of money. I bought a really nice desktop computer. I have my little microphone set. I bought a really nice desktop computer. So again, I'm just talking out of my ass and just complaining and about just the constant chaos when doing the Seattle run. And I could even give you an example of what happened last night when I was almost finishing for the day. So I got to Moses Lake. So second to the last stop before I got to Spokane. And I picked up two elderly ladies, and on my scanner it said I had one more person. And so I was about to leave. I was over an hour late, and the Seattle traffic yesterday, OMG, it was bad. Again, I was more than an hour late due to the Seattle traffic. And so I went to the gas station to tell them that I'm late. I'm waiting for a person. Are they here? She made the announcement over the intercom that the bus is about to leave. And sure enough, this lady comes out, barely spoke any English. She's panicking. I'm like, sweetie, are you so-and-so? She's shaking her head like, and then she's pointing. And I'm like, I don't understand what's the problem. And she's trying to tell me that her luggage is across the street at the stoplight where the MTR Western is at. I'm like, sweetie, I don't work for MTR Western. That's where you're pointing at. This is a totally different company. And she's like, please wait. I'll make it luggage. I'm like, okay, I'll wait. So I sat there and I waited. And I waited. I waited for 5 minutes. I waited for 10 minutes. I waited for 15 minutes. I even waited for 20 minutes. When I got to 25 minutes, I'm like, okay, sweetie, I'm kind of cranky. I've been driving my bus since 7 in the morning, leaving from Tacoma, and I'm always stressful when you're dealing with that Seattle traffic. So I was already way PMSy. And so I was like, ugh. So I started leaving, and then of course, then she's waving at me like, stop. And I'm like, oh, hey, sweetie, let's go. I got off my bus. She had a whole crap of luggage. I only had like 3 passengers at the most, so my bus was almost empty, but still, she was taking her sweet ass time. I'm like, come on, let's go. So finally I got her luggage and we were on our way. And of course, when we get to my final destination, Spokane Greyhound Station, of course, she's confused, not knowing where I'm at. And of course, I was like, they always have a 24-hour security. I'm like, you deal with it. Thank goodness I was able to do it. He took care of it. She got all her stuff out. But still, I worked when I got done last night, which is normal. Again, I worked over 11 hours. When your brain really starts getting to you, because even in my regular grain-filled run, it's still over an 11-hour shift. When you do this consecutively, 4 days or more per week, your brain's kind of getting fried. So anyway, I know I'm venting and talking. We're talking over 8.5 minutes now. So I'm going to try. I am off tomorrow, so I'm going to try do a YouTube video. And I keep doing that. I know probably the big reason why I'm not getting a lot much YouTube videos because I'm not barely having time to do YouTubes. I know if I do more YouTube videos, I'll get more subscribers. That's my plan. Boop, boop, doo-doo. Anyway, so I hope you enjoy my little venting. Other than that, I'm going to have another really rest of the day easy. There's a luncheon today at Northwestern Stage Line starting at 11 and it's supposed to be ending at 1400 hours. So we're going to be going there around 12. Take a Mark with me or just hang out. I don't want to talk about work, free food. And then when we're done, Mark has his regular therapy session with his doctor at 1400 hours. And then when we're done, we're going to do some Winko shopping. And then I'm going to rest. Of course, watch My Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, and of course, Price is Right, my favorite game show. So other than that, I'm coming up to 10 minutes. Again, I don't like to do long videos. So hope you enjoy my little venting, and stay tuned tomorrow. Thanks, and have a great day.